America's culture war could be summed up in the doom loop that is Kamala Harris and Barack Obama. Now, they represent the embodiment of identity crisis. Let's talk about the black elephant in the room. I know a lot of people are paying attention to the racial aspect. And the gender thing is, it's feminism, it's the Garden of Eden, it's Eve repackaged, okay? It's Jezebel, it's a lot of things, okay? Delilah. So instead of focusing on the gender aspect, I want to talk about the racial aspect. Now, race has to be a subject that we will courageously discuss. And as far as Kamala and Obama, they started the race talk. If I were a white person or any other race, I would wonder, why are American politics so obsessed with the black people? Okay, because you have to ask yourself why. Because black people in America, according to the narrative, only make up like 12 to 13 to 14. They play around with the numbers, but they are considered a minority. So for a minority, especially one that, in America gives the establishment so many problems, why are they focused on so heavily? And think about this. Obama ran on race. He ran on the fact that he was a black man. Okay, that can be questioned. It can be debated, okay, whether he is considered a black man, foundational black man. We're talking lineage. We're talking indigenous people to the Americas. Okay, that's not a popular subject, but again, that's the black elephant in the room. So Obama ran on being the first black president. Now, they couldn't just stop it there. They are trying to force upon the American people another first black. So we have to have now a first black woman. And Kamala Harris, who I now call Kamasa, thank you to the Alpha Network's research, as well as Candace Owens, where they already found out that she comes from slavers. This is massa. So I call her Kamasa. So they want us to basically accept her. It's like something of being forced. Like they're trying to diddy us. They're trying to force us into some political plantation freak off, and we're just not into her. But they want to keep on with the circus sideshow. Because the more we learn about her, the more she confronts the media, which is stacked in her favor, she continues to doom loop. And it's because of authenticity, okay? You can't be a real one when you are a fake one. The numbers just don't add up. Now, for Obama to come out and give a tongue lashing to black men, it seems that they're sending the dog whistles out to prepare the people that if they don't get their woman president, their black woman president, they're preparing to incite a civil unrest among the people. If you can observe what's happening and hear and see what they are doing. And for those of us who have been studying the 1800s and the 1700s, when we had civil war, we are seeing a repeat, an attempted repeat of history. Now, there is a group that all of this stuff is just hyper focused on. And we have to ask why. Why is there a hyper focus on the Black American, the American Negro. Like I've said, on my birth certificate, it says Negro. And why would Obama want to give a tongue lashing to black men to accept a matriarchy when all of the conversations in the spaces identify that the black community is run by a matriarchy, a very dark matriarchy? And that is the problem. The state of the union, the black family, the Negro family in America, okay, the foundational family. And if you want to know what that looks like, think about the Jackson family. Michael Jackson, Janet Jackson, the whole family. They are a prime example of the foundational Negro American family. You see what they tried to do to Janet, but you can look at them as a prime example of what I'm talking about. That is the target. The foundational Negro is the target. And I'm going to lay out a few things that I'm connecting. And there have been a lot of people that have been telling us this. You have people like Yvette Carnell and Tone. You have Tariq Nasheed. You have a lot of people who have been talking about lineage. And that was the whole issue when they wanted to come after Janet Jackson. And they ended up getting Candace Owens, who really exposed Kamala, or as I call her, Kamasa. She comes from the slavers. This is one of the biggest scams that has been perpetrated. You had Obama, who did a lot of cosplaying and antics. You remember him drinking the water in Flint, Michigan? And then he went over to Africa, to the so-called gate of the door of no return, because this whole thing is all about identity and throwing the American Negro off of history, to throw them off so they don't know where the origins of their lineage comes from. They've been told it's Africa. And you can remember when Obama went over to that slave port and he and Michelle were looking and it was all, dramatic and emotional. It turns out that that place that they were in was like, it was used for garbage. It wasn't historical and scholarly when it comes to accuracy. It's a big hoax that's being perpetrated. So this is some kind of trash dumpster place, but they want us to believe that slave ships brought us out of Africa. So the whole out of Africa conspiracy. I'm going to get into that, and I'm going to connect some things that I'm starting to see in these end times. But I want to say that Kamala and Obama were sent to capture souls. And they are doom looping out. They're in trouble. When you're sent to do something and you fail at the assignment, what are the puppet masters that are holding the strings over those two? What are they going to do to them? Because they are failing miserably.